Yes, good day, Miss Pampanet. How are you today?
I'm fine. How are you going?
Not too bad. Actually, I'm really elated. I'm really thanking you very much for your willingness to participate in this clinical supervision exercise. Now, before we get into the exercise, tell me, how have things been going this term thus far?
Well, so far I can't complain. I mean, my classes are really, really nice. The students are active. They keep me on my toes a lot of the time, so I really can't complain.
I'm glad to hear that. Now, in terms of the clinical supervision, tell me, how do you feel about this exercise that we are engaging in?
Well, I mean, it's something I've never done before, and when I hear the teachers in school talk about it, it's almost as though it's a rigorous, stressful thing. So I'm skeptical, really skeptical.
I truly appreciate your honesty with this regard, because it's only when we know exactly how you feel about it, then we'll know how to proceed.
Okay.
And to tell you the truth, the first time I heard about clinical supervision, I thought it was a punitive exercise, that they come in to tell me that I can't teach. Is that how you felt?
So you ain't coming to look at how I'm teaching and tell me, oh, I can't teach? I thought that's what you come to do.
Well, if that was my purpose, it doesn't make sense that we go through this, because how you think you'll receive any kind of instruction from me?
I don't know. I really heard people say that the supervisors, they come, they look at what you're doing, look at all your mistakes, and then write you up. I mean, so I'm glad to hear that is not what you're coming to do.
Right. So I would like you to rest your mind in terms of that.
Okay.
Our purpose here is to collaboratively see what strategies we can develop to assist our nation's youths. So it's not about me telling you that you can't teach, but the purpose of the exercise is to see how best we could develop our strategies so that we could improve in our practice. When you think about it, would you say that each class you have conducted, it's the same set of students with the same set of expectations each time?
No.
It's on a dynamic environment that we are in.
Yeah.
So it would be useful or instructive for us to see what strategies we could develop so that we could improve our practice. Remember, this is not an exact science, it's an art. So the more we share with each other, the more we could improve our skills together. And that is the purpose of the exercise.
I like how that's sung, and so you're basically coming to show me how I can improve my teaching.
We are going to develop together. Okay?
All right, so we're working together.
That's
nice.
right. So that is the purpose. Beautiful. So at this stage, I recognize that you had prepared the lesson plan. I really want to commend you for that effort.
Thank you.
Because I know that is something that it could be quite challenging. It takes a lot of thought.
Yes.
Right, so thank you very much for doing that. Now, let us start off by discussing what your lesson is going to be about today.
All right, well, it's going to be a Form 4 class, and we're going to do branches of government. So I'm hoping that, well, not hoping, but the objective is that the students can identify the branches of government, that they can identify the different functions of each branch, and basically identify as well what makes up each branch of government.
All right, fair enough. Well, we get a little more into that. But in terms of the clinical supervision, the rationale is we want to, in this particular session, this is your first session, we're going to look specifically at your questioning strategies, okay?
Right.
Now, there are 3 areas that I would like you to bear in mind. The material that I would have sent you, remember, it was on a lot of questioning strategies and so on? Good. What did you think about the material I sent?
No, at first, I was like, where's all this thing? A set of paper, right? But I looked at it, and truth be told, the videos were really, really helpful. And there were some ideas. I never realized that questioning had so many things. As part of it, I would just go into a class and ask a question. But then I recognized that there are certain techniques, like, the timing of a question, prompting, the spacing, what time limit I give to students. It really was helpful. It opened up my mind a little bit.
Right, I'm glad to hear that you looked at it and you benefited from it.
Yes.
All right. So let's look, basically, let us look at exactly how we're going to deliver the lesson in terms of your asking questions in the class and the level of questioning that you're going to do, and we're thinking also as how you're going to distribute the questions among the students, all right? So in order for us to do that, let us look at the observation instrument that I prepared. Okay?
So you are coming with this to my class, and then you're going to rank me? That's what's going on here?
No. Let's look at the what it is.
Okay.
The clinical supervision session is to assist you to ensure that you could develop this particular pedagogical skill in terms of your asking questions, your questioning techniques. All right? So we're not assessing you, the person. We're going to look at how you develop the particular technique.
Okay.
All right. So as mentioned before in the material that I would have sent, the three areas that we're going to be focusing on would be the establishing of the rules for questioning. All right? So when you conduct your class, you said you would normally just ask questions, but have you ever established any rules?
Well, yeah, you must have rules. I mean, at first, I took it for granted that the children will just pay attention and, behave. And I realized, you know what? You need to establish some rules. So have things like, if I ask a question, you put up your hand, don't speak across the class, allow students in the class to speak, and then you may answer, and always respect people's responses. So those are the kinds of rules I usually will have in my class.
Right, so that is one of the first areas I'll be looking at. Okay? Make sure you establish the rules, that the students clearly understand the rules, and you need to make sure they abide by that particular rule.
All right.
Those rules, right?
Okay.
Now, the second area that we'll be looking at would be the distribution of questions. Now, normally when you conduct your class, how do you determine who responds to the questions? What normally happens?
Well, who want to answer, put up the hand.
All right. And in those sessions, would you think that there are few students?
Yes. As you are mentioning it now, in the earlies, I would have allowed those who wanted to answer, let them answer. Then I realized that there are some students in the class who would never say anything at all, I wouldn't hear their voice at all. So eventually I realized, I need to probably encourage those students more, call their names, right, that kind of thing. So I've tried that someone. I've seen, especially after I read your information, I've seen some changes.
All right. So that is the next area that we'll be looking at closely.
Okay.
Right. So we want to make sure that when you ask the questions, try to see if you could engage the whole class. So think about what you're going to do to ensure that you capture the attention or get responses from most of the students. At least, let's say 75% of the class.
Most of the students.
Yeah. So what do you think you could do to bring out that?
Well, I definitely need to call their names some more. Ensure that everyone in the class, people in the back, people in the front, those kinds of things. The individuals who not putting up their hands at all and they're trying to hide behind their friend.
Right.
Yeah, those people I have to look at.
Sometimes they get lost,
Yeah.
So we have to pay attention. Not because they're well behaved means they're learning. So we have to engage them.
And it's only when you see their paper you realize, but this child so quiet and the child is learning nothing, Right, so I need to work on that.
All right. So we're looking at that. And the third area we're going to be looking at would be the range of questions that you're asking.
Okay.
Naturally, when I first started to teach, I used to just ask, what? What is this? What is that?
Right.
And what area you call that? That basically
is knowledge questions.
Exactly. So in terms of the range of questions, what do you think we're looking for in this area?
So you would like me to ask not just knowledge, but more higher order questions like why, so on.
And what benefit do you think that would have for the students?
Well, it develops your analytical skills, I would think.
That's right. Right, so that is our purpose here. Critical thinking is necessary in this age that we're living in.
Right.
All right. So, so that basically would constitute the instrument that we're going to be, the areas that we're going to focus on in the session.
All right.
All right. So, you feeling comfortable about that so far?
I suppose.
All right. Well, that's good. Now, I would like you to relax when you're having the lesson. I am not there to criticize you. Just bear that in mind. Right? We're going to develop together.
All right.
All right. And you just deliver your lesson to the best of your ability.
Okay.
Okay. So what period are you going to conduct this lesson?
Well, I was thinking of the Form 4 class. I have them after lunch. That's okay?
Oh, yes. Beautiful. I'll be there on time.
All right.
Okay, then. Thanks again.
All right. Thanks so much.
All right.